Hey, no, it's okay. Thank you. Yeah, so today, really saw two main things that I'm going to cover in this video. Nothing really spectacular to show, but the important thing is the Akshardam temple. If you like beauty, if you like sculpture, if you want to see a spectacular place, then go there. It takes quite a while to go there. It's not easy to hop in and out. Will probably consume half a day even. But it's a fabulous temple. It really is spectacular, the way they've done it. And I love temples a lot. Most of the time, I like the ones that are ancient. For some reason, I really value how time can make a temple more beautiful, especially when it sort of gets consumed a little bit by the nature around it. So Akshardam does not have that part. Okay, it doesn't. It's modern. It's newly done. But it is done so exceptionally well. It's just a stunning temple. So that's my main point. Even if you turn this off and don't even watch it, that's fine. Go see it if you come to Delhi, because it's a masterpiece. It's a true masterpiece. And India should be, and are, of course, extremely proud of that temple. But when you're a traveler, you don't necessarily appreciate that before you see it. Okay, before you see it and before you start talking to some other people about that temple as well, because they love it, and rightfully so. And then the other thing I did was I went to the old fort. I didn't want to go to the new fort first. I wanted to go to the old fort first. So the old fort is a little trip, pretty easy to do, very close to the center, but nothing spectacular. So I'm going to show the footage of the old fort in here. You can see it if you want, but there's nothing really spectacular there. But if you do like, if you prefer things that are more ancient to modern, then it definitely shows that. And if this fort was situated, say, in Europe, it would be kind of popular. But in Delhi, nobody goes. It's not popular. Okay, it's just not something that attracts very much attention. So that's it. Thank you if you watch, and subscribe if you want to. 7:30 in the morning, Akshardam. So the place is just opening, just starting up. I'm surprised. I thought it would be busier. It's a mess. Very dirty. But it's okay. The hotel's great. Everything is okay. Yeah, I got in last night at 2 a.m. So I managed to get about 4.5 hours sleep. It's not too hot right now, although I think it's going to be brutal later in the day. I'm not going to do too much of this because you have hundreds of videos that show party gowns. Okay, so we don't need any more of those videos, I don't think. But I just wanted to catch a little footage of my first time arriving in India. So as you come to Akshardam, there's a subway stop right at the temple. And at that subway stop, there's a range of refreshments. It's kind of a little mall. They even have an Adidas store, but I will just show a little bit. That's the coffee shop. And then around the other side is a KFC. As you go out towards the door and look at the door, if you don't want to spend any money at a coffee shop, which could be, I think it's about $3 Canadian for a coffee, so maybe what, $2.20? Over here it's cheaper. Okay, and everything was clean and great, so it makes sense to come here if you have to in advance or after going to the temple. Okay, AC, pretty well everything you could need. So this is the entrance to the Akshardam temple. You can see it in the distance. It just opened. People need to walk, I would say maybe even a kilometer to get from the entrance to the temple itself. Yeah, so a lot of security. You can tell the whole way in. It is very heavily controlled. There's a gate on this road here, which is kind of like a boulevard or even a small highway. But nobody can go up and down this road unless they get through a guarded gate. And what you see on the sidewalk are the first visitors of the day, and the temple is in the background there. So getting in is a big process. They check you very thoroughly. No cameras, no film. But I did get some pictures from some people that I met, and I just want to show a few of them because inside it is quite beautiful. If you're European and you value sculpture, for example, you will be impressed with this temple. Additionally, there is a full set of story rooms, I'll call them, where you go through a multimedia type of story about some great elements in history and really a lot of Hindu. So this is the old fort.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, show me tickets.
Where do I buy?
Stairs, sir. You
Okay.
go straight
Yeah, so not many people come here, but the way I think this is pretty good for your first stay here because it's one of the more historical places, one of the places that have been around a fair length of time. I think it's 1,200 years of history in this fort. Okay, here you go. All right, thank you.
please, sir. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Video camera.
Yeah, video camera.
25 charge.
25 rupees charge, sir. This camera is.
25 for the camera?
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
Other ticket window.
I have to go back?
Yes.
Yeah, so back there, he wanted me to go and pay another 25,000 in order to be able to film. But I did not feel like walking all the way back there, even though it's 40 yards. Then he said at the end, oh, it's a small camera. Go ahead, go in, no problem. But yeah, they milk you. They milk you when you are a foreigner, that is for sure. But I can't blame them too much. 300 isn't really that much money. The name of the old fort is the Paranaquila Fort Complex. It's a combination of various structures that lie scattered over an area of more than 300 acres. It was surrounded by a wide moat that was linked to the river Yamuna, one way to try and grasp Delhi. is the idea of the 7 cities of Delhi. Tomorrow, I will go to the area where the first and second cities were built. And this one is the 6th city. I've seen 2 names for the city, which are Shirgar and Dinpana. Without spending hours trying to understand why they have 2 names for the 6th city, I think the main point is that Humana built Dinapana and Sher subsequently built Shirgath, basically on the same location. The Purana Quila was built by Sher in 1540. He razed Humayun's capital in Dinpana to the ground in order to build on top of it. Then, when Humana won Delhi back 15 years later, in 1555, he completed Sher Shah's Quila and ruled from Shirgat till his death in 1556, when he fell on some stairs. There was a big storm a couple of days ago. Many trees got knocked down. Okay, so here is a small example of a tree that's been knocked down.